Welcome back. I'm playing some more GSC overuse. Today I'm going to be playing a growth pass team with Vaporeon, Executor, Rakiou, Cloyster, Snorlax, and Golem. I've played this team before on this channel, but if you're new to the channel, basically this team is a pretty offensive team that utilizes Vaporeon as a late game win condition, boosting its special attack up, or using that special attack boost to pass to another Pokemon. Alright, so we're leading off into Snorlax here. I'm just going to go up for a Spike. He may go for Lovely Kiss. Never mind, he goes for a Flamethrower. My set is Miracle Berry. A lot of times lead Cloyster, you want to run Miracle Berry. That way, if you're in a Cloyster versus Cloyster matchup or a matchup against Fortress, you can avoid being Toxic. I'm just going to go for Toxic here onto the Snorlax. I'm fine with taking another Flamethrower. That's fine. Getting a Toxic on Snorlax will be good because if he doesn't have Rest, then he can't heal that off. And even if he does have Rest, that's going to force him to heal up later in the game. And even if he switches, I'm fine with that. Opponent's taking a while to take his turn here. Get the Toxic off. He's probably going to go Flamethrower again. Yep, that's fine. Part of me really wants to Explode right now, but if he switches in a Ghost type, then Explosion's not going to do anything, so I'm just going to switch out here. I'm just going to switch into Golem here. He switched in Gengar, so if I would have stayed in and exploded, my Cloyster would just be dead. I'm just going to go for Earthquake here. As he goes Destiny Bond, that's fine. That's a worthy trade because he hasn't gotten Spikes up yet, so me not being able to Rapid Spin is not the worst thing in the world. In fact, I'm going to switch to my Cloyster here. 248 speed. What's my speed? 238 versus 248. He outspeeds me. I'm just going to go for Ice Beam here as he subs. I have Miracle Berry, so he can't like Spore me to put me asleep. So I'm just going to keep going for Ice Beam as he goes to Alakazam. I really thought he was going to try to get a Spike up, but he didn't. I'm just going to switch out into... my Snorlax here, as my Snorlax is a pretty good special tank. I'm just going to go for a Lovely Kiss. I went for Lovely Kiss because I assumed he'd go back to Smeargle to try to get a Spike up. Unfortunately, he went his own Snorlax, who's already statused. So I'm just going to go for a Curse. Going to boost up as he might have to end up resting or boost up himself. He goes for Flamethrower, that's fine. I'm just going to stay in and go for another Curse as he goes Self-Destruct. Alright. Very interesting team here. Destiny Bond and Self-Destruct. I could have scouted for the Self-Destruct switching out into Cloyster, but him having a Fire move, I was thinking it was either going to be like Rest, Sleep Talk, Flamethrower on a normal move, but I wasn't assuming that normal move was going to be Self-Destruct, especially after that Destiny Bond Gengar, but oh well. I'm just going to go to Cloyster to try to prevent him from getting Spikes with the Smeargle, because my Rapid Spinner's dead. Now I don't have a very good switch into Alakazam now. I switch to Rakiou. Other than Snorlax, he can take these moves second best on the team. As he goes Blissey. Interesting. My Snorlax being dead is really annoying. I had no idea he had Self-Destruct. Self-Destruct isn't super common on Snorlax. He has Thunderbolt. Very unfortunate. We're in a pretty rough spot here because I don't have a Pokemon to deal with Blissey besides Executor's Explosion. I'm just going to go for Stun Spore. Hopefully he switches fearing Explosion. I can paralyze something and take it out. Because he doesn't know that my last Pokemon is a special attacker. He knows that I have two special attackers here, but he doesn't know who I have in the back. So I'm trying not to reveal that, because if he ends up knowing that information that all I have left is special attackers, he's going to preserve his Blissey at all costs to make sure that I lose. So I'm just going to go for Leech Seed here. He has Ice Punch, that's fine. Gonna get some healing back. I'm just going to go for Giga Drain. Wait, no, I don't have Giga Drain, never mind. So I'm just going to go for... I'll just switch in Rakiou here. His Ice Punch is going to do very little. I'm going to heal up a little bit. Little chip heal. I'm going to switch out. No, never mind. I'm just going to go for Sleep Talk because I can always get a Paralysis with Thunder, which will be good. I do roll Thunder, but I do not get a Paralysis. I'm just gonna roll Sleep Talk one more time, and then pivot out. Never mind. Never mind. I'll stay in. I don't think he has any move to hit me. So he has Thunderbolt. So he has Thunderbolt, Flamethrower. So he has 2 attacking moves, probably Soft Boiled, and then his last move might be like Aromatherapy or maybe Present. Whoops, I used Sleep Talk on accident. Yeah, Heal Bell. Similar to Aromatherapy, same thing. Heals up status. So yeah, so Heal Bell, Soft Boiled, and 2 attacks. Got it. Just gonna go for another Thunder here. Because if I can just force him to keep going for a Heal Bell, then I can, enable Stun Spore and Thunder shenanigans. Miss. Excuse me. I really don't want to reveal I have Vaporeon, though, just because, like I said, if I reveal all I got left is Special Attackers, he's just going to preserve this Blissey at all costs and probably win the game. But if I can knock a few chips off the board, such as Alakazam and Smeargle, and he may sacrifice Blissey, not knowing that all I have left is Special Attackers. I mean, if I had a Physical Attacker, I would probably send it in, yes, but he doesn't know for a fact. Like, that unrevealed Pokemon really leaves a lot to be desired. I really want to switch an Executor and go for Leech, like Leech Seed and stuff, but he has Flamethrower, which is going to do a good chunk of my health. I'm trying to save PP, that's why I'm going for Thunder. If you're wondering why I'm going for a move like that instead of Sleep Talk, is if I keep calling Rest, I get rid of my Rest turns. I'm trying to not use moves to force him to run low on PP on either Thunderbolt or Flamethrower. Because if he runs low on Thunderbolt, I can basically boost up with Vaporeon and pass boosts. Also, if he runs out of Flamethrower, then I can send an Executor and use Stun Spore and Leech Seed shenanigans. So that's my goal. That's why I'm not going for things. Because if you think about it, his Thunderbolt's doing 8 damage. His Flamethrower is doing 15. So even with crit hits, like, he's doing practically no damage to me. And I'm not doing much damage to him either, but he's awake, so he's forced to burn moves. And when I put myself asleep, I can go 2 turns without wasting a move. And technically, I could use Hidden Power Ice to not have to use as many of my Thunders up, but I'm mainly trying to, if I can force a Thunder, then I can force him to go Heal Bell, which could give me a free switch into, like, Executor. Also, my Vaporeon is Growth, Hydro Pump, Substitute, Baton Pass, which, like, boost Special Attack. Is usually boost Special Attack and switch out with Baton Pass, but I can also pass a Substitute, which if I pass a Substitute into this, it can be too bulky for him to take out in one hit, so some things to think about there down the line. Because my thought process is, my 2 physical attackers are dead, and I'm staring down at Blissey. I gotta come up with a way to break through this Blissey, either by having an insanely high special attack by boosting and switching out, or getting the Explosion off with Executor. The Explosion off would obviously be the easier option, but he'd probably pivot into someone who's low to die rather than staying with Blissey, so. Oh my gosh, my Thunders keep missing. That's so annoying. I'm just going to go for one more here. Oh my gosh. Why is my accuracy so shit? And I get paralyzed. Because I'm wasting like all my Thunder. I want to use Thunders on these guys. I'm just going to start using Hidden Power Ice. I know it's going to do basically no damage, but I'm trying to make him waste moves or switch out. I can't keep going for Thunder for a paralysis chance when I miss every fucking Thunder. And even though paralysis isn't a big deal on Blissey, it just gives me a free turn because the obvious choice is for him to go Heal Bell, then I can get a free switch into something else. I don't want to switch Executor into a Flamethrower. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory though. And I also don't want to reveal that I have Vaporeon because I don't want to reveal that I have nothing to really break through this Blissey besides Explosion. Okay. Of course, why wouldn't I be paralyzed the turn he pivots out? I'm just gonna go for a hard thunder. I'm not messing with Sasquatch here. Alright, good, we killed him. Just gonna go rest. Oh no, how much damage did that rest do? 27. Oh, I gotta switch. Shoot. Shoot, that put me in a bad position. Because I really need to preserve this guy's health because he can take out at least 2 of these guys. And even at 23% health, Flamethrower and Thunderbolt ain't taking me out. So, I'm just going to switch into Executor. Brutal. Alright, what's your speed? 298. Why is he so fast? Shoot. We're not in a good position here. Gonna switch into Vaporeon here. Listen, I didn't want to reveal Vaporeon, but I literally had no choice. So I'm just gonna go for a substitute. Or should I go growth? I'm gonna go substitute. Yeah, but because he'll attack me, I'll go substitute. I can't really pass it, so I'm just gonna go growth. Of course I get poisoned. We're in a really rough spot here. I can't even overplay how rough of a spot we were in. I'm just going to have to go for Hydro Pumps. Of course I miss. Why would I miss? I miss every Thunder practically ever. I get paralyzed on a 10% chance. Alright. Rakiou, you got to lock in and live one attack. I think I'm cooked. I think I'm dead, but... Okay, never mind. I lived. Good. Alright, we still got a chance. I mean, not a great chance, but we still got a chance. Because Rakiou can practically kill Tentacruel and Smeargle both. I just can't do squat to this Blissey. My goal is to just stall out his flamethrowers to give my Executor a chance to get some shenanigans going. Please, Para. Nope. Alright, that's fine. I'm just reserving some of my PP on Thunders that I can one-shot Tentacruel, 1 or 2 shot Tentacruel, and then take out Smeargle in one hit. He definitely knows that I'm trying to get him to use up his flamethrowers because he's going for Thunderbolt now. Also, my Executor is so slow. Because hypothetically, if I get him to waste his flamethrowers, I get Executor in for free. I'll threaten Explosion, he'll switch out, and I can get a Stun Spore or a Leech Seed off and pivot back into Rakiou. Literally yawning about how boring this game plan is. I mean, that's kind of what happens with the Destiny Bond and Self-Destruct early on. Like, I was like, oh well, you know, trading Snorlax for Snorlax, Gengar for Golem. Those weren't inherently bad trades, but then when you're left with a bunch of special attackers and your opponent has a Blissey, it's pretty hard. I also don't even know what a Smeargle set is. Maybe like Baton Pass, Spike's Explosion, if I were to take a shot at it. Like if I had to guess a set, probably like Substitute, Spore, Spike's Explosion, or like Substitute, Spore, Baton Pass, Explosion, something like that. Something along those lines. Just gonna sleep talk. Great hidden power ice, that's just what I wanted. Well, if he stays in, he's gonna get hit like a truck with Thunder here. Yeah. The crit might have mattered, The reason I say might have mattered is because, obviously Rakiou, electric type, Tentacruel, water type, you'd probably think it'd one-shot, but Tentacruel does have like 120 special defense stat. Like, that's one of the only reasons Tentacruel is used in OU is because of the fact that it is it resists Surf from Cloyster, it can rapid spin away spikes, and it's immune to Toxic, so. Just gonna go for a Thunder here. I can start using more of these Thunders because I only need to reserve like one for Smeargle because Smeargle is very frail defensively and he's at 75% HP. Will take about 10 from Hazard, so he's effectively at like 65% health. Miss, of course. But yeah, if I can just get him to waste some of those flamethrowers, that'd be nice. But obviously, he's not my player. The player I'm facing isn't stupid. He's going for Thunderbolt, even though it does less than Flamethrower, just because he doesn't want me to get a free switch into Executor, because a free switch into Executor would basically win me the game, because I can either get momentum going off Smeargle, then Smeargle's dead, and then if I kill Smeargle, all he's left is with Blissy, and I can explode on him. Excuse me. So yeah, like, me and my opponent both know what I'm doing, but it's kind of my only choice. I'm running out of PP a lot quicker than he is because his two attacking moves had 24 PP and mine had 24 and 16. So obviously 24 and 24 is more than 24 and 16. So that's why I'm trying to use rest turns where I'm not attacking. That way he uses two attack moves while I'm asleep. And obviously I use no attack moves while I'm asleep. This is probably not the most fun, riveting gameplay to watch if you're the viewer, but you probably see what I'm going for here. Like, I'm trying to make him use up his attack moves, because if he's left with Heal Bell and Soft Boiled, he's practically useless. I could even go for special attack moves. It wouldn't matter because he wouldn't be able to do anything. I think eventually I might have to switch it up and go for Sleep Talk once in a while, because I don't want him getting the free switch into Smeargle, especially if he does have like Explosion or something, or even just sets a spike. That could be annoying for Executor. So, not saying I'm going to do that per se, but I think I might start doing that. Yeah, he's using up Heal Bells. That's fine. I'm just going to go for... That's actually smart, because if he uses Heal Bells and doesn't use an attacking move, I won't have any damage off me to go for rest, hypothetically. Like, it may seem dumb, like, why do you go for rest if you only did 8% damage? But me going for rest gives me free turns to do nothing, which is turns he'll have to utilize to use an attacking move. Because now he's effectively going to be out of Thunderbolts and is going to have to use up Flamethrowers eventually. I think he's going to go... I don't think he's going for Flamethrower here, so I'm switching to Executor. Oh, that could have been bad. If he would have gotten a Paralysis, even on a 10% chance, I could have lost me the game. So that wasn't probably the smartest thing in the world. I really want to go for Explosion here, but I think I'm going to switch out to Rakiou because I think he's going to go for Flamethrower. Yes, he goes for Flamethrower. Good, I got him to waste one. Look at these mind games. Going to go for Thunder. Hopefully I can get a para. I miss. Of course. I've missed so many of these Thunders. Out of these 16, I've missed a ton. One of my viewers, if you want to go back through the video, like, count up the amount of 16 Thunders I missed, because it's a lot more than 30%, let me tell you. I had one go through there where I missed like 4 in a row. Alright, I'm just going to go for rest here. Because think, he only has Heal Bells and 5 and 4 PP on that to go through, so you know what, screw it. I'm going for a Sleep Talk. I rolled the rest. The reason I'm going for Sleep Talk to switch it out is I just don't know what that Smeargle has. Like, Smeargle can literally run any move, so it might not even have a move that's threatening to either of my guys, but it could. Oh, he's almost out of moves. He's got 2 more left. Yeah. It's almost free for me to switch in here. Just gonna go for rest one last time. I'm guessing he's gonna just start spamming heal bells. Never mind. He just used up all of his moves. I'm gonna scout. I'm gonna go for one sleep talk to scout to see if his last move isn't soft. Oh, his last move's ice beam. Good thing I didn't switch. See, and that's why you scout, people. I thought for sure on this kind of set it'd be 2 attacks, heal bell, soft boiled, but he had ice beam. So if I would have switched in my executor, it would have died. It's a good thing I checked that out. That's why, even if you think you know what the last move is, it's good to check, because that could have been very bad. Like, game-losing bad. I have more sleep talks than I have rest, which is kind of funny. So I'm just going to use up a sleep talk PP here. I'm just going to use up one more sleep talk PP because, like I said, I have more than I do rest. And here, I'm just going to go for rest. I'm trying to reserve at least one of those thunders for Smeargle. Ooh, crit, nice. Sleep talk. So he has 1 heal bell left and then 14 ice beam. So he has 15 moves left. Let's see how many moves left I have. I have 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. So like 26. But 26 plus my sleep turns I'm burning. Yeah, so he has 13 ice beams left. So I can effectively just basically do nothing while I'm asleep. He's forced to attack, which gives me the ability to rest when I need to rest. Alright. I think I'm going to go for 2 hidden power ices and then go for rest. Ooh, I got a crit. Holy damage. Critical hit did 14%. Crazy work, crazy work. Alright, hidden power ice. Yeah, just in case he gets a crit, I'm just going to go for rest. Because I forget how much his crit did to me. But I can go back. It was one of his first ice beams. Alright, I don't want to use up too much time on the time clock, but I think it was probably, if it was 15, it was probably close to 30. That's okay damage. Sleep talk. Okay. I don't know why he switched him in just to switch him out. I guess maybe to reserve some BP. Oh, and make me waste a thunder too. So I got 2 thunders left. Alright, I'm gonna sleep talk. No, I don't want to sleep talk because then I'd have less rest than sleep talks. So I'm just gonna go for hidden power ice here. Yeah, because if that did 15 regular, then crit probably did around 30, 31. Gonna go for one more hidden power ice. I lied. I'm going to go for another hidden power ice before I rest here. Because if he's at 6, I want to rest up. And also something that I failed to factor in really is there's a 10% chance you could get a freeze if I'm woken up. So it's probably better for me to just keep spamming sleep rather than going for a couple attack moves. Because you think, those couple attack moves, what's the odds I get frozen on 10%? Pretty low, right? But with 16 ice beams, 10% chance each time, it's, not crazy unlikely for me to get frozen. I wake up this turn. I don't want to waste my okay, actually, I lied. I was going to say I don't want to waste it, but I will. I'm just going to go for Thunder here. Because I do have 2. I will reserve the last one, though. The last one will not be wasted. I'm just going to go for Rest here. He switches, that's fine. He's really trying to reserve those last 4 ice beams. He's holding on for dear life. That's fine, though. Just going to go for Sleep Talk here. Please roll Thunder. Okay, Hidden Power Ice kills. That shows you how weak Smeargle is. Obviously, Smeargle's good for the sense that it can run basically any moves. It's really good at hazard setting and utility, but it's not so good in the fact that its defenses and HP are abysmal. Yeah, he forfeits. The writing's on the wall. He has 3 Ice Beams left. I can stall them out and then just explode on him with Executor. And even with Executor, if he has no attack moves, I can literally just Leech Seed on him while he struggles. Well, GG. I can't believe Rakiou beat out Blissey. That just shows you that the sleep talk mechanics are kind of busted. But actually, it's not even the sleep talk mechanics because it was actually more ideal for me to save PP by not even using sleep talk. Well, I hope you like the game here. Yeah, so that's it for that game. I was thinking about doing 2 games today, but that game went 105 turns, which is a lot longer than most of my games go. So I hope you liked this stall fest here. And it just goes to show, though, like, you may think it's over, but it's not. Because, not gonna lie, when my physical attackers are all dead and I see a Blissey staring across the screen for me, I thought, well, this is over. I have nothing to take the Blissey out. But it shows you that even if it may not be the most fun or engaging thing to just stall the Blissey out, there's ways to beat special walls or physical walls other than just outright breaking through them. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video and want to see more, feel free to like and subscribe and check out my other videos. Alright, that's all I have. Bye.